I'm the secretary here at Choteau Elementary, and I would like to welcome you to our lunchroom. Kathy Campbell, she is our head cook here at Choteau Elementary. She actually serves the entire school, kindergarten through 12th grade.
Thank you, Julie.
Oh, you're welcome.
Hi, welcome to our kitchen. This is where the kids pre-COVID would be coming through the line. We have our hand sanitizing station here. They would stop here. We have our steam table, and they would come along. We have a very nice salad bar that we really missed this year. We're looking forward to that coming back. They come through here. So pre-COVID, we used to serve about 72 kids could sit in the lunchroom. Right now, we're letting 30 kids at the most. And at one point, there were no students eat at all in our lunchroom. All the meals were brought to the classrooms. So I've been the head cook here in Choteau for the last 2 years. I started September of 2019, pre-COVID. So this has all been a learning experience. I had no experience at all working in the kitchen. But my goal was to bring home-cooked meals back to the students. I started the Beef to School program, and I wanted to make sure that was going to get utilized correctly. So when the head cook here retired, I applied for the job. And here I am, loving every minute of it. I haven't had a day that I haven't wanted to be here. So it's been a learning experience right from the start, as I didn't know what any of these programs were. I really didn't know what OPI was, the lunch programs, the different components for meals and stuff. But with Montana Team Nutrition and all the people that work at OPI, it's been very easy to figure it all out and learn. For the tables that we have in our cafeteria, they can seat 12, but as you can see, we have tape, and these are the only seats that the kids can use right now. We keep half the kids on one side and the other half on the other side. So KA would eat on one side, KB eats on the other side, to keep them all separate during the lunch hour. And so right now, at 11 o'clock, one class will come in. Then at 11:30 they go out, we come out and sanitize everything. Then another class will come in. All the other classes eat in their classroom right now until everything gets lifted, and hopefully next year everything will be back to normal. So right now, because the dishes have to come back into the kitchen to be washed and sanitized, we clean these out every night, and we put in front of the classroom so that the kids can put their dirty trays back into the carts and be wheeled back into the kitchen to be cleaned and sanitized. So we usually have a garbage sitting there. It gets, all the scraps get put into the garbage. Then the dishes get put into here, and that's where Mead takes them through and washes them and sterilizes. They go through the washer and the sterilizer. We'll go back in and we'll. Dishwasher Mead McCormick, he probably has the most dangerous job here in the school, cleaning up after all the dirty. So when he's doing the dishes, he wears his face shield. We have a suit that he puts on to protect him, and he does an awesome job. He's probably, we just love him. He's the best dishwasher in Montana, aren't you, bud? Yeah. But he does twice as many dishes because our trays that we send to the classroom have lids on them, so he has 2 dishes per student. Convection oven that gets used every day. I'd never even used a convection oven up before I started here, so that was kind of a learning experience for me. This is our 4-burner gas stove. This is our griddle that we don't use as much. We have a barbecue outside that we do our hamburgers and stuff on. I'll show that when we leave. So this is where I do all my preparations. This is where all the meals are cooked or put together, placed together. I wrote out all the dough that I make. It's rolled out here. I could give you some a funny story about pizzas one day if you ever want to learn about pizzas. That was also another learning experience for me. But this is where I do all of my work. Fresh fruits and everything gets washed. This is more what Cheryl does. Cheryl is in charge of our salad bar and she does the fresh fruit and vegetable grant, and she does an excellent job on that. So that's where everything gets washed there. So my plans for this summer is to get another automatic dispenser so that we can rinse all of our fresh fruit and vegetables to get them prepared rather than just wash them off. This is our sanitizer for our tables and stuff, and then we just this soap in here for any rinsing off. So this is where Cheryl does her work for the salad bar that we are going to get back hopefully next year. Usually here, this is just for COVID because we transport the milk and everything to the classroom. So these are filled with ice and milk is put in these trays to get to the classroom. These are the trays we bought at the end of last year because I didn't want to use a bunch of stuff to go into the landfill. So we set these on the table like this. We can get 21 on each table. And we just have a system where we go around, we fill our trays, and as soon as they're filled, we get the lid on it so that the heat, to hopefully keep them as fresh as we can. That's another thing that's sad with this whole COVID is we can't keep the food quite as fresh as we'd like to because we bring up to the high school and the junior high, and it's a 15-minute wait up there, but we've not had any complaints. So Cheryl, myself, and the other cook that, or the other aide that helps with the silverware and everything, we have masks on the whole time we're in here. So, proofer and our warmer, we use it more for breakfast in the morning and for proofing any bread that we have to do. This is a baker's rack that we just keep here for storing, like as we take things out of the oven before we put them in. This is our small mixer that we use, and this one's pretty much just for making our dressings and stuff. We make homemade dressing. This is our big one. This is the one that I use for making the breads and the pizza doughs and all that kind of stuff. We don't make the rolls as much this year because of the time. Hopefully next year we can get back to making those more often. The medium-sized one, this one gets used probably the most. We use this for making like our banana breads or quick breads. So this one probably gets used the most. This one we also use for mashing our potatoes. When we have mashed potatoes, they're all fresh. We peel them all. This is our hand washing station. This is where our walk-in. We have a really nice walk-in. This is where we keep all of our fresh fruits in. This baker's rack back here, we got that as a grant from No Kids Hungry. It's been with the mesh on it, or the cover. We keep our canned fruit. As you can see, we don't have a lot of canned fruit, but we keep it in here because the kids do like it cold. You'll see we have more of it fresh. In fact, DOD was just here today. We utilize DOD. Walk-in freezer. We're getting ready to try to get things for the end of the year, so the sides, but you're going to see we have quite a bit of meat in here right now because our beef to school, which has been so wonderful for us. We have a lot in there. This is we have our commodity foods. This is our beef to school meat. This is our food that we got in case we had to quarantine, so that it was easier for people to come in if that was to happen. This is where we keep our dry storage. You'll see we don't have a lot of room here. We did purchase some of these, 3 more of these number 10 can holders so that we can utilize this space. As you can see, we're trying to keep as open as we can. So with COVID too, we wrap all of our silverware. So this table's not always here either, but Dodie, that's her job, is to wrap all the silver so the kids aren't touching it. Then we don't have napkin holders out on the tray. Okay, so we have purchased a couple of more freezers because with our beef to school program, we don't have it quite as much. We didn't have as much freezer space for everything else. So we did purchase a couple more freezers. As you can see, this is our little office back here. Not very big, but we don't spend much time here. We're just too busy preparing all the food for the students. So this is when we do our cookouts. This is what we use to barbecue our hamburgers. We've even been out here in the snow barbecuing for the kids so that they get the full effect of our beef that we use. So, and it works out pretty well. So this little area here is just our little garden. It's more for the educational part for the students. We just started this a year ago pre-COVID, so we didn't get anything off of it last year. Hopefully this year we'll get the students to plant some of these beds. We have our compost here. And like I said, it's just more for the education, so kids realize where food comes from and that it tastes better when it's fresh. and they could maybe come out here. The first year I was here, I just had some little cherry tomato plants right outside the kindergarten room so they could go and grab them on their way by, and they just loved them. So hopefully things will pick up and we can get this going again. You know, one day I'd like to see a greenhouse here. I don't know if that's going to happen in my day, but hopefully the kids can start producing their own food. So now that we're getting our own beef into our school, we've had bison and pork delivered too to our school. Now maybe we can start with our own vegetables too. So this ends the end of my tour. So being a lunch lady isn't just about feeding the kids, it's also the camaraderie with the children and the difference you can make in their lives. It is so important, even if it is just for a half hour each day, that we can touch these children, give them good food, and show them that we care for them, that they are important to all of us. So anyways, thank you, and hope you enjoyed the Choteau School.
No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling,